Well, welcome to the Neversleep podcast, episode 2. The rest of the hosts from the first episode are not here for a
They're
bunch
dead.
of different reasons. Yeah, in short, they died. You don't have to worry about them anymore.
But we are gonna ask for an F in chat.
Yes, we are gonna ask for an F in the chat, but today we have a new host, Oscar, with a very nice profile picture. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that.
Salutations.
And our special guest for today is the one and only, magnificent, legendary,
A British
frogman, British, Obby.
A British man, number
Hello.
3012.
Hello.
Switch obsessor himself. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. It's a Saturday, so.
So,
Sorry.
I think that we should start this off by talking about the Smash leak that just happened. I don't know if you guys know. Well, you obviously have heard that Smash got leaked, but just a few minutes ago, playable file of the game that you can download and put onto your system via hacking just got completely leaked on the internet for anybody to download and play.
What can I have a word on this? Two things I want to say is, first, I wouldn't suggest actually doing this because you'll probably get banned, or your profile will probably get banned by Nintendo.
Yeah,
And
Nintendo
yeah,
will not approve.
So I'd suggest maybe not doing that just for the safety of your own profile.
Yes, do not do it.
But if you want to risk it, then you can. But it's only 2 weeks away, so it's not that much. I mean, it is, but I can wait 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is gonna be one of the longest 2 weeks, but it is only 2 weeks.
Well, I have Pokemon Let's Go, so I have something to occupy my time.
Oh yeah.
I have about 13 pounds of cocaine. I think I should be good for the next 2 weeks.
So, the thing is how this got leaked. I'm not gonna say any names because the people who really want to know about the situation probably already know the names. But anyways, thank you for the background music, by the way. So, some stores in Mexico broke street date for the game. That basically means that they sold the game early. People just came in and said, "Yo, can I have Smash?" So it's just like, alright, one Smash coming right up.
No,
Sell it
see.
to them anyways. And then someone here showed one of the people that got the game how to dump the files off of their system and send them over.
So
And
game
then-
share.
It's not quite game share, it's more like get the game files onto your computer and send them over and like send all of the game files via the internet.
Yeah. When you know how so going into what is in the leak, we learned about all the spirits. And there are 1,500 or something like that, which is a ridiculous
Whoa.
amount. I think there's that, and you know how there's been this debate on if
Really
spirits...
quickly though,
Yeah?
should we like spoiler warning right here?
Yeah, spoiler warning. We're gonna go in to some. I mean, music and spirits are gonna be the main spoilers. If you really don't want to be spoiled about those, then I suggest you go. But I mean, they're not. Who really cares about spoilers, folks? I guess some people do.
Yeah.
For spirits, but anyway, there were over 1,000 different ones. Do you think that they deconfirm characters?
I think that they may just not have spirits that are straight up fighters in the game already. Like, they probably don't have just a Mario spirit. But I think that the spirits aren't taken into account when choosing new DLC characters.
Yeah, because one thing is that, you know, Vergaben being the trustworthy leaker, and he's been saying about Square Rep being in the game. Well, with the recent obvious data mines, you've seen that it was clear that Cloud was the last fighter to be added in, and there was very, very, very little Square representation in the game. In fact, the only representation is Cloud, 3 music tracks, Gino and Mallow spirits, and then the Cloud spirits as well. And then that's it. Like, there's nothing else. And so if we trust him, and we assume that spirits don't deconfirm characters, then the Square Rep kind of has to be Gino, because it looks like the licensing, for some reason they're being really stingy with the licensing.
So do you think that that's just Gino being as one of the DLC characters? So,
Although,
then again, do you think that Virgin could have figured out who the DLC characters are? Because from what we've been told, they did not know, they did not start developing any of the characters or know about them till after the last direct.
I don't think that they didn't know. I just don't think that they were. I just don't think they
were willing to say that they had them already.
Yeah. Wait, okay, side note, I was playing Let's Go, and a trainer is called Luca. This is the first time.
Dude,
okay.
Obby dude, we've already got Greninja Obby in the game. Now we've got literally Luca the trainer.
Yeah, anyway, so, what were we what were we talking about?
We were talking about the Smash Leagues, and
No, I know we were talking about the Smash League. What were we talking about, like, just then? I just forgot, sorry.
Before Trainer Luca?
Yeah.
We were talking, said, that Nintendo probably knew who the DLC characters were going to be before the direct.
Yeah, they definitely knew, because, I just feel like that they if they showed one of the 5, then that would have completely overshadowed Pranapant.
Oh,
and like, I'm pretty sure if you, I mean, you don't do that. It's not. Also, the fact that I feel like they're gonna wait until maybe next year or at the Game Awards. I think it's more likely next year, but until then to announce the first fighter, because I don't think the game. I don't know. I just feel like if they're gonna announce a fighter at the Game Awards, I don't know, but if once again, if Vergaben is right, then it has to be the Square Rep, because that's what he's saying. So if he's correct, then it has to be the Square Rep.
I mean, from a development standpoint, they probably would have had to have known before the last direct, because if they're going to announce that they're going to have 5, that they're going to need to know which 5 they are, because then they have to at least have a basis for which characters they want to put as the fighters, rather than just saying, "Oh yeah, no, there could be 5, but we don't know which ones." So now, they're bound to know.
Now, going back to the data mine, we found 30 placeholders. And obviously that doesn't mean that there's going to be 30 fighters randomly in the game, or that there's going to be 30 DLC characters. But I do feel like maybe there might actually be plans for a second pass, because I don't know, I just feel like, why would you put such a high placeholder in there? I feel like maybe that, I mean, it could mean absolutely nothing, but like, I just found that interesting how they have 30 placeholders there.
What do you think about them just randomly dropping surprise free fighters?
So from our perspective, that would be actually pretty cool. But from a business perspective, and
that is a lot.
It's like, I mean, especially for YouTubers and stuff, it's like, oh no, actually, I was gonna say, I don't know, maybe because they, actually, I think they could pull it off. I think they could. Oh, I feel like it could be a really cool direct thing when they announce it and it comes out the same day. It's like, Gino's announced for Smash, comes out tonight, I feel like they could do that. but like complete unexpected. But I don't think it works because you want the cinematics, you want the hype, you want the reaction.
So if they put it in a direct, that would make sense, because it wouldn't just be something like the Mario Odyssey costumes, that they were just like, hey, your costume in the game.
Fighters are completely different from costumes in Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's like if
smaller.
you know, it's kind of a weird comparison, but it's like saying they just drop a kingdom. They just drop a kingdom because fighters are like huge. They take a lot of development time. They have a lot of love put into them. There's a lot of negotiations, so it's more complicated.
That's true.
Than just a costume.
Or like an Echo Fighter would probably be a lot more
realistic. I do think that they could do a drop this free DLC of like a new mode or like a new costume or a new Echo Fighter. Especially maybe an Echo Fighter, because you know how they said that this Fighter Pass does not include Echo Fighters. That obviously was meant to reassure us that it wasn't Echo Fighters, but maybe because I feel like the Echo Fighter like category could fit really well on DLC. Like they could sell a lot of Echo Fighters and make them like a really cheap price.
Do you have anything to add, Oscar?
We'll see, because of the fact that I know nothing about the leak or data mining thing. Not really.
Yeah.
I'm someone who is hardcore on the analytics of frame data about games. That's what I do. I don't go around the community because I'm too busy. Like, does Ganondorf's down tilt come on frame 7 or 8? Like that. That's what I do.
Well, yeah, I'm a newcomer to the Smash series. Like, I know it's gonna sound a bit odd, but like, I've never actually played a Smash game. Like, I've never owned one. I've played it. I've played Smash 4 on other people's consoles, but I've never actually owned a Smash game. So this is kind of my first one. And, I mean, for me, I've got like 74 brand new fighters because I've never really played any of them. So
yeah, that makes sense actually. Like, I think that I had Brawl for around a month or something before giving it away to one of my cousins or something like that. But other than that, I've just played it a whole lot at other people's houses.
I think I had Brawl for 3 years, and then like Smash 4 came out. I was like, give me that.
Yeah, Oscar's a veteran.
Playing it since.
Yeah. But one thing I don't agree with in the community is that some people, I mean, I feel like the Smash community is a bit odd. It's a bit, it has its moments, and one of the things now is if nobody can be disappointed with anything. Like if you, because I mean, I'm not saying I'm disappointed with the roster, but like some people have the right, because like some people maybe they wanted one fighter and they didn't get it, and if they say civilly that they were like a bit underwhelmed, but you know the rest of the roster's good, I'm happy with it. Still, you'll see in the comment sections a bunch of people like having a go at them, and I feel like, I mean, if they're being civil about it, if they're like being fair about it, then I don't think they deserve that hate, because I mean,
yeah,
if
the
you
community's a little wild.
If you don't like King K. Rool or Ridley, then you could say that the roster's underwhelming, but like, I don't know. What are your thoughts on the final roster?
Well, I think, like, damn, honestly, that's all I can say is damn. They just
Piranha Plant is a giant meme.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I'm wrong.
Piranha Plant is a giant meme. One thing that I heard Soccer say, though, which made me laugh so much, is it was during an interview. One of the things that he said broke my heart. He was like, we tried to put in everybody so that we could try to please as much people as possible, but from what I've learned, no matter what you do, there will always be some people that are still not happy, and I was just like, oh.
That's so true as well.
Who hurt Sakurai, they shall perish.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
we could talk about that after, but the other thing that he said is that he completely slammed on everyone's dreams. Keep in mind, this is after the direct where they're like, okay, we're adding in Piranha Plant and just Ken and Incineroar, and then we're gonna add in we're gonna like get rid of a bunch of people with like spirits, and we're going to put Isaac as an assist trophy. Right after that, this thing, he just says, oh, well, a lot of the other characters are from series that a lot of people may not know, like they aren't as popular, but everybody knows Piranha Plant.
Mm-hmm. Although, actually, I don't think... Oh yeah, no, I run over this. I don't think that all spirits necessarily mean that a character's deconfirmed.
Yeah. I don't mean
But,
that,
like,
I just mean that people got really cheesed when they saw Shantae show up on the screen as a sticker.
Although, to be fair, like, if Gino is, like, a spirit where you can, like, where they have, like, a fighter which has a costume similar, I'll be happy still, because, I mean, it's not Gino in the game, but it's still at least acknowledgement of his existence. Existment? That's not even a word. Existence.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, personally, for DLC, I want Gino the most, but, like, after the interview, I feel like he still has a decent chance, but, like, it's not as I'm not as certain as I was before the slaughter of November 1st happened.
Now, Obby, this is probably, I would say it's an elephant in the room, but honestly, at this point, it has transformed from an elephant into more of like
a larger elephant.
No, not a larger elephant. A very much smaller elephant, even smaller than a baby elephant, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you'll appreciate me bringing this up, but a few months ago, you were very keen on the fact that you thought that Steve would like.
Oh,
yes. As soon as I say Steve, it's just like, yeah. Have you received any I told you so's yet from anybody?
Well, actually, I never said. Wait, I don't think I ever said that. Wait, I might have said base game. Yeah, I got that wrong, but I didn't think that Ken and Cinderella would be last fighters. So, I didn't think that they would be the last ones. I thought there would be an extra two, maybe, like. So yeah, I obviously I got that wrong, but I do actually think they. I know nobody's gonna trust me by saying this, but it's probably gonna be DLC.
I honestly think the same thing. If there's
because before with Sakurai, you could think, oh yeah, maybe he wants in Banjo more, but like Nintendo are not gonna. I mean, they're not gonna really choose. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't think they're gonna choose Banjo over Steve.
I mean, they chose Piranha Plant over any other retro character because he was more popular, so Steve is very much more popular than Banjo and Kazooie with the main audience, I would say.
Did you guys hear that in the new final roster for Smash Bros, there was a secret Nintendo Direct they announced Peter Griffin from Family Guy?
Dude, they announced Peter Family Guy?
Yeah, Peter Griffin Family Guy.
Dude, they added Peter Griffin Undertale into Family Guy?
Saying Deltarune.
You know, the funny thing is that if you look, I actually came up with a list. If you look at the characters which have not been deconfirmed by this this data mine and the game, then the roster could end up the DLC roster could end up being Sans, a Fortnite character, Steve from Minecraft, Phoenix Wright, and a Fire Emblem character.
Oh my god, I would be so happy. Dude, I would love that.
Okay, all right, guys. The Fortnite character Final Smash is in default dancing. Everyone immediately dies.
No, and then at the end of like the last character reveal, like at the end, Sakurai just looks at the camera and just puts his middle finger up, like.
There's like one more direct, and at the very end, you just hear, and it ends.
That would actually be so funny if it just goes into the black screen. You just hear the.
You know what would be even more like trolly of Sakurai if he set it up to look like a character's like I don't know, like a character that people want, like
Oh my God.
Banjo-Kazooie or Gino,
Like
and
he
then it turns out to be
like he
it turns
almost
out
did
to be-
with K. Rool.
and then it turns out to be you know how much hate he'll actually get for that. But at the same time, I kind of want them in just because of that reason. Just to see the.
Imagine if it's like Banjo and Kazooie flying around, and it's behind a tree. You can kind of see a silhouette, and then after it comes out, it's a Fortnite character on the glider.
Okay, but seriously, I feel like I know. I mean, I'm the character that softens up to joke, or not characters that I hated. But personally, out of the three, actual possible. I mean, I'm not saying. Yeah, Steve, Sans, and Fortnite character. I feel like I feel like I want Fortnite character the least, just because I don't really like Fortnite. So
how would they do Sans? I don't.
Use the gas blasters. I don't know. I mean, like use his battle. I don't know. Yeah, that should be
Wait,
really cool.
maybe he Sans is a clone fighter of Miss.
Oh my god. Okay. So, if Sans was in the game, serious question, do you think that he would be kind of like a Game & Watch flat character, or do you think that they would make a cel-shaded 3D model for Sans?
They should use the SFM model for Sans that looks like he's been on crack for 30 years.
Can you send a picture of that, please?
Also,
Yes.
by the way, hey guys, so people have been clamoring for Shadow. People have been clamoring for Knuckles, Tails, Dr. Eggman, but personally, with this fighter pass, my most wanted character from Sonic is definitely going to be Sonic.
Dude, Sonic, they need to add him in.
Yeah, he would be a semi-clone because of the fact that they're not doing Echo Fighters.
This one.
I can't see it.
I want that in Smash. Modders, get on it.
Yes, make it happen. Make it happen.
The game is leaked. You can do it now. Start early. Okay, one sec. I'm just gonna let you guys talk about something. I need to go for a sec. Be right back.
Okay. Hey, so I actually had an idea for what the trailer for Sans could be.
Is you should look in the chat. Should it be that?
Yeah, it should be that. No, but I was thinking. So you know the original Smash trailer, and you know that yeah, the original one.
Like 64?
Oh no! I'm talking about the Smash Ultimate one, the original Smash Ultimate one.
Oh, the
with the
one...
fire. Yeah, you know that meme when it has the Sans thing. Yeah, let's make that actually happen.
That would be beautiful. It's just like Inkling turns, you just hear da 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 da.
No, and then his eyes go.
Or
and then
I'm a musician.
Exactly. Just for you lovely people watching at home, what kind of podcasts do you watch which have professional musicians playing right in front of your ears? Like what? Yeah.
Sans Undertale.
Sans Undertale. I found out the name of the Fortnite character. His name is Jonesy.
Oh no.
Jonesy for Smash. Hey, so we can't. Did you hear? You didn't hear. About the Sans trailer. Should be like the, the Inkling trailer, but like instead of.
I'll look it over when in post. Like when I'm editing it, I think I'll hear it. And
Okay.
It's gonna be something new. I'd never hear it before, and it Oh
You're like
wait!
confused.
Are you about to say that it goes in his eye, like it shows his blue eye, and it's like a blue Smash logo on fire?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Like, remember that GIF? I remember that video I saw when the original thing that was a meme. Yeah, Zachariah's like, oh, so that her joking around, well, actually, Sans from Undertale could be a very good character. Thank you very much. No, Smash Ultimate before release, for the fans. Smash Ultimate DLC, F the fans.
Dude, I'd hope not, but I hope at the same time. Because I know that a lot of people were kind of sad about the last direct, like when people didn't really stop and think about, like, do spirits deconfirm characters, and it was like a big upset, like, wow, the Grinch leak wasn't real. I was laughing my ass off that whole direct, oh my god. And then when Parada Plant,
I was kind of a bit upset at first. Like I was fully pissed off. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I was just, I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, before the Grinch leak, I did expect at least one more than Ken and Incineroar. And so when I heard that it was no more but Ken and Incineroar, I was thinking, that's a bit boring. Like, I'm really annoyed by this. And then, so basically, I was watching this, and then I was watching Spirits mode, and I was thinking, oh no, it's not a story mode. Oh no. So it's only Ken and Incineroar, and then this isn't even a story mode. What am I doing with my life? Punk, because I just like, oh, it's done. I'm done.
That's why I was laughing, because I could just see people like that in my head. I could hear the cries from people.
Although actually, Spirits mode is a really cool mode. Like on looking back on it, I just originally thought it was too complicated. I just thought I was kind of like salty that it wasn't a story mode. But then we turned out to get both. We got the story mode as well.
Yeah, it's great actually. I think that it's really cool.
It is really cool. But yeah, I mean, Zachariah kind of makes up his own rules. Like, I don't think he actually has any rules. The thing is, people think he has rules. Like, as in, if you're a Mii fighter, that means that you can't be a fighter. But, like, we've never actually had actual evidence that's the case. It's just...
What about, like, the Mega Man costumes?
I mean, like, Chrom. Like, he's a Mii costume. He's
That's
a
true.
Echo Fighter, and he's in Robin's Final Smash. He
King
breaks
K. Rool?
every rule.
King K. Rool is a costume, by the way.
Oh, did you know that they cut out every third-party costume?
Aw, man. Really?
But that means that Gino's actually not a Mii costume.
Gino's
Just saying.
dead.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's a spirit. So okay. But the thing is that I think the two big companies with third-party, the three ones were Sega, Bandai Namco, and Square Enix. So, if we take that, does that mean Tails is going to be DLC, Gino's going to be DLC, and Bandai Namco rep's going to be DLC?
Ugh.
Probably
Okay,
not. But
one sec. Just to clarify something. What would an example of a Bandai Namco rep be?
okay, there are
You
multiple
mean like Dark
options.
Souls characters? Something?
No,
That's more
actually,
From
I wasn't
Software.
thinking. I was thinking, because Heihachi from Tekken. He was a Mii costume. He's kind of like the iconic character from that. He was actually scrapped from Smash 4.
Do we know for sure?
Yeah, because Zachariah actually said it himself, and it was in code, I think. And him and Lloyd Irving were both Mii costumes, and both aren't coming back. But from the data, there has been a spirit called Lloyd, but we don't know if it's that Lloyd Irving, because there are probably not. So I mean, both of them, I feel like those are the front runners. Another one another two. Another one I'd say is a Digimon rep, because that's technically Bandai Namco.
I don't
And
like that.
I'm not gonna lie. How cool would it be if you could fight I forgot his name. Is it Agumon? I don't really watch Digimon. Versus Pikachu.
I
But
know
no,
nothing
I don't.
about Digimon.
Me neither. I don't really know. No, I don't think
It's
that
because Digimon's hot garbage.
to be. Oh, okay, got. Are you trying to start a debate in the comments?
Yes.
Okay. We'll see if anyone makes it this far.
I say debate, but it'll probably be more like a shouting.
No, you're wrong, LOL.
You talk shit about Digimon in my podcast.
You're such an idiot. Your mum, you're a failure.
Your mom gay, LOL.
Your
mum-
mom, you're a failure.
Your mum, you're a failure.
You are mom.
You are mum. You are mum gay.
You are mom gay. So what about? Wait, I had another idea in my head, but I kind of forgot about it.
So we've been talking about Smash for the last half an hour. Is this episode going to be fully Smash, or we got any other topics?
Oh, dude, we can just grind out the topics. We can just keep going.
There's no end to this podcast. It goes on forever.
Yeah, it goes on
We
forever.
could say
This is actually a life-binding contract. We can't leave.
we should call this the
This is literally the Neversleep podcast.
No, the Never Stop podcast.
Bazinga.
This is a never stop podcast.
Hey, so speaking of games, Nintendo, can we talk about? Because I'm playing it right now. Can we talk about Pokemon? Let's
Okay,
go.
yes, I actually wanted someone to talk about Pokemon who knows what they're talking about when it comes to the game.
Oh, right. Okay. One thing I find a bit, I was in the comment section, and somebody was like, I think it was a video on like a comparison between Pokemon Yellow and Go, and in the comments it was like, oh, I'll take Pokemon Yellow over Pokemon Let's Go any day, and I'm like, but why? Because Let's Go is a better game. And then he was like, oh no, it's overhyped garbage, and I'm like, why? Because it's the same as Pokemon Yellow, but HD, and it's like, but you like Pokemon Yellow, so why is that a bad thing? And then he said he called me gay and told me to kill myself. So.
Oh yeah, he called you.
No, that is the immediate argument. If you're falling behind, just you're gay, kill yourself. Your opponent forfeits.
It should be like random user used your mom gay. It was super effective.
You're dead now. LOL.
So I think that Let's Go gets a lot of undeserved hate. I haven't even played the game, but it does not look half bad.
You know, actually, I feel like it's a dying. I think like people are more understanding the fact that it's actually a decent game now. Because I mean, there are more positive reviews. But the thing is, talking about Let's Go and news and stuff, yeah, that it was review bombed, like by people giving
seriously?
it zeros. People were giving it zeros.
That's why you can never trust a user score, honestly. Review bombs are so cancerous.
I'm thinking that's so unfair because I mean, like, I'm not gonna say that like Pokemon Let's Go was my dream Pokemon game I wanted first on the Switch, but like playing it now, like I was excited for the game, but like I had a doubt in my mind where I was like, oh, I'm excited for it, but I can't like fully get hyped because I don't want to let myself down because I thought, oh, maybe I might just enjoy it because Gen 7 kind of actually let me down. Like after replaying it, I wasn't really didn't really enjoy it, so I didn't want to hype myself up because I thought it'd be the same. But it's actually a lot. It's like really, really, really fun.
You know what? I've heard a lot of people say that they like it more than Sun and Moon.
Oh, definitely. I definitely I definitely prefer this to Sun and Moon. It's because one thing I figured out through this is that the Pokemon games I've been playing, like of the original Pokemon, like my first Pokemon games and the older Pokemon games in this one, that the progression is like so much better. The progression is like just so much better. Like in Sun and Moon, you like go town to town to town, route town. But in this one, you go to like, let's say, Lavender Town, and then you got the tower and you realize that you can't do something, so you go down to a few cities, and there's another city you can't access yet.
Oh,
so what
yeah.
you
do they not have that in the other games? Where you have to like backtrack around and
there isn't much of that in X and Y or something like at all. But it's just like, it felt way more like I was actually on an adventure and I wasn't just following a path. And also, the map isn't like, there's no like side map, and I thought that was a cool feature when it was coming around to Sun and Moon's release. But it really just kind of makes the game more of a, go to point A, when actually in Let's Go I actually did, like, I'm not completed it yet, but I have got stuck to like where to go, because I haven't played the original Yellow, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure I know where to go, but like sometimes I just kind of like had to actually discover, like, though I didn't know where the gym was and I didn't know how to get to it, I had to like look around and then find the bush to cut down. Like, it was more of a figuring out how to do it instead of following an arrow and then doing it. It felt more fun. And people were saying in the, when it was coming out in the marketing, and how like Game Freak said, it's going to be for both casuals and also hardcore. It's going to be a bridge, and people just took that as PR. Like, it's not actually true. It's just saying that so more people can buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like it's nothing like Pokemon Go. Like, I'm not playing this and thinking, this is Pokemon Go. Like, I haven't encountered anything Pokemon Go except from, the catching. And I mean, I need to turn off notifications for this. Anyway, I feel like the way that Pokemon Let's Go is being like treated by the fan base is a very divisive game. But I feel like people should probably, calm down, because people don't understand that this isn't actually the main Pokemon game that we've been promised.
Yep. So,
I don't know, and I feel like if you're gonna miss out on this game, it's fair enough, I guess. But it's not. It's a Pokemon game at heart. It's like all the other ones, except I actually find it more fun than Gen 7. It's normal. It's a normal Pokemon game. There's nothing really different about it. And the main thing that is different about it is a feature that, before it was removed, I actually didn't really like. Like, wild battles, I found them really monotonous, and I would usually run away from them, and I would put on repel, and I think a lot of Pokemon fans
Yeah, that's another thing that people said, that in Gen 8, they would rather just, basically the only thing about Pokemon...
A rumble.
Okay, so the only thing that they didn't like, and they wanted taken out in Gen 8 was the catching mechanics. They wanted no more like wild random encounters, because I'm gonna be honest, when I played the games, I would just stock my ass up on repels and then just go through the game like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're so monotonous, and like, some people say that the catching is like Pokemon Go, so it's inherently bad, but I play it, and I throw the Pokeball, and I actually really, really, really enjoy throwing it, because it's more in, because if before you're just pressing A, you're spamming A, but this time you're throwing it, and That's why I usually, when I play Pokemon Let's Go, when I play it in handheld, I put it on my propped up stand, and I use my like I am right now, get my Joy-Con and use it like that, because I just find it way more fun. Like, if you look at this game and don't look at it as this is the dream game, that, like, it's not, if you look at it in a light that is like, some people were looking at this game and thinking, is this the Pokemon game that we were promised? Does this mean that Gen 8 will be casual, and then like all these other games will be casual, and then we're gonna end up with like a baby game for all the generations? And people don't really like listen to interviews for some reason, because there's been a literal interview with Game Freak literally saying that they were making Gen 8 the fan game, like the game for the fans that the fans would like. They've literally gone on record as saying that.
Really?
Yeah, they literally said that. They said that it would be the dream game. It would be like what true fans have wanted. And I don't think. I mean, I guess you could say that they're lying about it for PR purposes and like to hype up the game, but like, I feel like they genuinely mean it, because they've been working on this game since like, I think, because Let's Go isn't the game that they announced at E3 2017. This is just an extra.
Oh, wait, yeah. Oh, okay. I forgot about that. Where that guy just came up and he was like, yeah, we're developing a Pokemon RPG, by the way.
Yeah, he wasn't lying. I mean, oh wait, lying. Sorry. Anyway,
He wasn't talking about Let's Go, he was talking about Gen 8.
Let's Go is an extra thing. Like, I feel like, because I really just enjoy playing Pokemon. Like, I just enjoy playing Pokemon games, and if the game has Pokemon aspects to it, I'll probably enjoy it. And I know a lot of fans will probably also enjoy it, but I think the mindset is that this isn't a game for hardcore only. It's like a game that's really casual. And so people just assume, oh, it's way too easy. Oh, they assume, oh, this is going to be so dumbed down that it's not going to be enjoyable. But there is actual challenge. Like, I actually, like right now, I'm fighting a Chansey, and all my Pokemon are really low health, and I'm trying to find out how to defeat it, because it's really bulky, and it's just I feel like people just don't really give it a chance.
They just go into the game thinking that it's gonna be the Mona Lisa of video games.
Yeah, if you go into this game expecting it to be as you said, the Mona Lisa of all games, you're going to be let down, because that's not what it is. And so I assume I'd suggest you go into it thinking of it as an extra game, a one-off, because although I mean, I think it's a one-off, but at the same time, I feel like they might make it a spin-off series.
Okay,
because...
yeah, I saw a video about this back earlier this year, where this guy was talking about the possibility that the Pokemon series might turn into kind of what the Mario series is right now, where there are the new Super Mario 2D games, and those cater a lot to the casual fan base, but then every once in a while they release the big 3D Mario game that's like super fan service-y, good for the hardcore players, everyone loves them, they're like the super good ones. They think that they're gonna keep the Let's Go games running along with the normal generations, so that...
Okay.
You know what I'm saying already?
Yeah. I do think that they will at least do Gen 2. I feel like I think they might do Let's Go Marill and Let's Go Togepi.
So if they did Let's Go Johto, do you think that they would keep in Kanto?
No. Well, no. I don't know. That'll be post-game. Because they do it in Johto. They'd make it... they said it in Johto, but at the end... you can go at the post game. You could go back to Kanto like in the actual game.
Yeah.
And I feel like it might sound weird, but I feel like they could actually do. I think they could pull it off as a DLC, like a paid DLC.
Do you think that would cause a big upset where people are like, hey, this was in the original game, why are you locking us out with a paywall for it?
I feel like that can only happen for Pokemon Let's Go. Like, people are okay paying for Mario Odyssey Kingdoms, but when it comes to Let's Go, they'll find an excuse to dump on it.
But I mean, the only reason why I think that it would cause that is because Johto was a feature in the original game that they're remaking.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like if they remade Mario 64 and said like, if you want to go to Rainbow Ride, then you have to pay the fee. Or like, that's a bad comparison because that's literally just one of the courses in the game. It's not like any post game.
Well, yeah, I just feel like it's so. The end of this conversation, well, not the end of this conversation, but I'm just saying that the end of my point is that this isn't a main game. Well, the thing is that it is technically a main game, but it's like not the main game, and I feel like people think that if this game didn't come out, then Gen 8 would have come out this year. No, Gen 8 would have come out next year, and there'll be no game this year. So I question this to people that hate on this. Would you rather have this Pokemon game or no Pokemon game at all? And I bet a lot of people say none at all, but I don't think they actually mean that.
Yeah, that's probably just being petty. Oscar,
Yeah.
Are you still there, or are you just muted? Because you're not there.
I'm alive.
Okay, because
Don't
if
worry.
you are here, by the way, I don't know if you just don't have much to say, or if you're trying to wait for us to finish and then just start before you do.
I do not have much to say. I have not played much Pokemon.
Okay.
I played Diamond and Pearl to full completion, and that was really about it.
Because I was just about to say, like, if you're like holding off because me and Obby are talking all the time, you can just like jump in and add whatever you want. With that being said, do you want to move on to a different discussion point?
Well, I was gonna ask. I don't know if we should go on. I was gonna ask if we maybe could like talk about 2019 for the Switch and what games we think that. And I'm gonna start it off with games that have already been announced, which we don't know if they're coming out in 2019 or not. The main ones being Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4. Now, I originally used to think that Bayonetta 3 would be 2019 and Metroid Prime 4 would be 2020. But with that interview with Reggie, I think that Metroid will probably be 2019. If it's well into development. But at the same time, I could also see it like still being early 2020.
Have we actually gotten any development updates of whether the game is coming along, or whether they literally just started on it?
No, Reggie said in an interview recently actually that the game was well in development.
Okay. When was that? Do you know?
I feel like it was maybe a few weeks ago, maybe just a week ago actually. It was very recently. Very, very recently.
Okay, I didn't see that on like Angelo's page or anything.
I don't think that is. I don't know, because some people were saying that it's going to be at the Game Awards, and I could see that, but I feel like
could too.
I could see that. Yeah. But do you think that because Bayonetta was Bayonetta was just a logo. We've already had a logo for Metroid. Do you think that they're gonna announce? I feel like at the very least they'll do Metroid Prime Trilogy, because I feel like it would be kind of
Metroid
I
Prime
knew-
Trilogy. I have never heard someone bring that up before, and now that I think about it, it would be quite the thing. I think that you're talking like a similar approach, like almost exactly what they did with Bayonetta last Game Awards, where they're like,
Yeah.
hey, Bayonetta 1 and 2 on Switch, and Bayonetta 3's on the way. They could just do, okay, Metroid Prime Trilogy, GameCube and Wii classic remakes for the Switch,
Yeah.
motion controls and all, with Bayonetta 4 also in development.
Yeah, I feel like it's just kind of the things like it makes too much sense that they like if you think it'd be kind of because like as you said, Metroid Prime hasn't had a game since like the Wii, and a lot of people had the Wii, but a lot of people that had the Wii didn't know what Metroid was and avoided it, or not, I don't know, because like as much as we wouldn't like to admit it, Metroid isn't a very well-known or really well in sales franchise because it's not. Yeah, it's just not like that. And
really, people just know Metroid from Smash.
some people don't know what the original games were, and if you're gonna release a fourth game, they're gonna think, where are the first three?
Oh
So
my
you kind
god,
of
yeah, that's so true actually, because it's not that popular, not many people are gonna know what it is. It'll be perfect to port over the 3 games in a trilogy to introduce new people to the series, and then they'll have more sales for the 4th one.
Plus, I mean, what have you got to lose? I mean, yeah, exactly. What have you got to lose? Like, you're going to get a lot because you're going to get new people wanting to get into the franchise because of Metroid Prime 4. You're going to have Switch owners because, like, Nintendo fans which want to maybe buy and play them again to get ready for Metroid Prime 4. So you're going to get... It's going to sell well. And... yeah, I mean, if you add like a few features, like as you said, the motion controls with the Joy-Cons would be perfect. And then maybe add like one new mode or something, like make it. I don't know. Actually, I don't think they would because they don't want to. I don't know, but I feel like it would come out maybe very early next year. Like exactly like Bayonetta and Metroid Prime 4. I don't know if Nintendo like to do 2 title screens. Maybe they could like have the official logo and like a cinematic. Maybe, but
I think that they're just gonna do like the logo. They'll have the name, and there's gonna be a little cinematic that teases the story.
Yeah, a lot of people are gonna be like. A bit annoyed. I don't know. I feel like some people will be like, oh, but the official logo will be there because that was obviously not the official logo at E3.
Just think about it. Reggie's gonna come up, and Reggie's gonna be super drunk, just like that other guy from the last Game Awards. He's gonna start cursing and throwing up middle fingers all over the screen, being like, "You guys didn't buy Metroid Prime last time. I'm selling it to you again. Buy it now." And then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Reggie!" And then they're gonna show the trailer.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. The thing with the Metroid Prime 4 is I feel like there will be a big focus on. There will be a big focus on online. Like I feel like there will because with the Nintendo Online service. I feel like they'll make it both a single player and an online experience.
Do you think they'll make it like a team deathmatch shooter Call of Duty type of thing?
Yes. Okay. It might be controversial, but I feel like Nintendo look at the market and they think we want to innovate it, but at the same time they're thinking, how do we do a team deathmatch?
Battle Royale.
Wait, but the thing is that the more you think about it, the cooler it sounds that a Metroid Prime shooter would be a thing, where the maps could be so cool. Like there's all sorts of different there's all sorts of different moves you could say that you can do in Metroid Prime, like turn into a ball and like magnet to stuff and go up the walls. Like think about how great of multiplayer maps that can
Oh
have.
my god! Imagine that you can like go in like a ball and you can go like into grates and like you can jump out and shoot
Yeah.
people from above. It would be really cool. I'd actually really want that. And also it added like a bunch of replay value to the actual game. Like, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are a bit. It's a controversial topic because people were thinking, oh, it's online, but like Metroid single player, we want single player, not online. Like we want both. We want the online.
I mean, maybe it could be sort of like a thing where they, like, if they incorporated the online features of Ultimate with what would be basically the story mode of Brawl, that sort of really strong story aspect with a also heavily emphasized online aspect. That way nothing gets pushed under the rug, and everything's still running. Everybody's happy.
Well, the problem with that is I think that the balancing was kind of forfeited for that reason.
Yeah.
So, they could just have all sorts of different game modes, just like the other ones. Like, you could have a sick capture the flag one. Like,
Battle Royale. I'm not even joking. We could actually do that.
okay, Battle Royale would be...
Victory Royale.
The more you but I already said this about multiplayer, the more you think about it, the cooler it sounds. But with Battle Royale, the more you think about it, the cooler it sounds. Because there's all of those different moves that you've got, and maybe you could pick up, like, the different abilities off the ground.
Can we connect to the first topic with this one? And I think that my prediction is that Psylocke, he'll probably be like one of the biggest characters from there, and I feel like he'll make it into Smash as DLC.
You think that they're gonna have a new Metroid rep?
Yeah, to promote Metroid Prime.
So put it in like the DLC?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, actually.
And actually, I think a lot of people wouldn't actually mind that. Like people wouldn't really.
I feel like it would have to be a character they would announce after more crowd favorites. Like if they announced, say, Bandana D, Gino, and then they announced, unless you forget which character it is, but the new Metroid rep, I feel people would be like, that's okay. But if they announced the new Metroid rep first, they'd be like, I want Bandana D.
Yeah. Like.
Although I mean, I think some people would actually be genuinely excited because Metroid is kind of one of those franchises. It's an underrated franchise, definitely. I'd say it deserves, and I feel like that's why they're gonna want to put more online. Is because nowadays people are obsessed with online games, and if you have your main game, if you have like a game which is semi-realistic, mature, has online shooter, it's gonna sell because people are thinking, oh, so I can have a kind of realistic shooter on my Switch, which is made by Nintendo. And
that would be cool.
I feel like they're gonna. I feel like I don't know. It's just like I'm excited. I'm optimistic. But I don't want to let myself down. But I don't know. I feel like Nintendo will deliver like they have, in like pretty much the entire Switch.
The other thing is that if they are going to have, it be a multiplayer arena shooter, kind of like Call of Duty or like Overwatch, the controls are going to be tight as hell, and that's going to be one of the best things. Like the controls are going to be really, really, like they're not going to be floaty at all because they need to be precise.
So, I have an idea. Do you think they're gonna do an Overwatch and have it so you can play as different bounty hunters?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're gonna pull an Overwatch and have it so that you can play as multiple different bounty hunters with different abilities. Actually, that would make so much sense. Like, one of them can turn into a ball, one of them has super speed, one of them can jump really high.
Oh my god. You know, actually, they should... Why haven't they made a spin-off? Well, obviously, because, I don't know. I feel like they should make a... Like, they have made spin-offs to Metro Prime with, like, Blast Ball, which are online. But I feel like they should do a full-on shooter game, which is a spin... I feel like they could really... I feel like if they did that, it would be a really good selling point. Oh my god, okay, sorry, I'm getting my Blastoise, my Wartortle's evolving. Okay, anyway, that'd be really cool if Yeah, I know. I feel like they would get more sales if they had an online mode like that. Like, I was like, Metro Prime 4's got a really cool story, got open worlds, and also, guess what? You have online. It's like team deathmatch, battle royale. You can change your bounty hunter and with different abilities and try and be the last one alive. And you can advertise that on. You can advertise that a lot more, and I feel like more people will be more inclined to actually buy the game.
Honestly, if they had it like that, they could just full on slap that as like a holiday title.
Oh no, I feel like if that happens, then that's definitely their. That's their. Well, no, the thing is that Pokemon is also coming out at the end of the year.
Yeah, there's so
Oh.
many different games to think of.
Did you guys? There was a super hyped up PS4 game. People didn't know the release date. It got announced to release on December 7th. Everyone was like, "Oh no, man, it's not gonna be good. It's not good anymore."
What game was it?
I honestly forget. I saw the article somewhere, and I was like, I like almost doubled over because I was laughing
Oh,
pretty
wait,
hard.
actually,
I didn't laugh. I
I
didn't
don't know
laugh
if
that
it
hard.
was like a PS4 game, but it's that game where you play as this weird alien person who rolls around a ball, and it was like a remake of an old beloved game. And it was like releases on. Wait, what was it called?
Katamari.
Yep, that's the one. Katamari. You roll around a ball and like become the universe or whatever. There's like this giant guy.
But that comes out December 7th.
Let me check.
Because I'm sorry, but like that I'm sorry. I feel bad because that game's gonna get absolutely demolished and overshadowed by Smash. Also, I feel like people yeah, I don't know. That's a bit stupid idea to put it on the same day if that's true.
Katamari reroll. I think that I saw it on Nintendo's Twitter.
Yeah, it was in the direct.
Coming
It was in
December
the-
7th, 2018. Oh god.
I'm
That's
so sorry.
Let me
I
link
was gonna
this
pick-
to you guys.
Oh, I was gonna. Oh no, it's I feel bad.
Katamari Damacy reroll coming December 7th.
I feel bad for that because it's gonna get absolutely demolished in sales.
This game is gonna sell 2 copies.
Oh, I mean, I was actually gonna buy it as well, but I can't afford to get 2 games, and I'm already getting my indie game.
Oscar.
I'm getting
No
Abzu.
thanks.
I'm getting Abzu, mainly because did you see that my on Amino, I had a blog about why I wanted Abzu on the Switch, and then it's actually come to the Switch. So
Wait, Abzu's on it? Is Journey on the Switch too?
no, but Abzu is, and that's the one I made the blog on. So I feel
That's
so
cool.
I'm getting it tomorrow, probably, if my dad approves of it.
How long is that game?
I don't think it's that long. I feel like it might be around maybe 10 hours. I mean, that's I guess that's kind of long as it's obviously it's an indie game, so they can't really put as much hours. I mean, especially for such like a 3D game, I feel like it won't have as many hours just because of the fact that they have a budget.
Yeah, like
So they can't-
Journey wasn't that long, was it?
No, I feel like they're long, but they're like wholesome.
Did they make it longer than Journey? Like, have you played Journey?
No, I haven't played Abzu yet, but I have seen a lot of gameplay of it. I played it at my friend's house, so I have a good idea of what it is. I don't know exactly how long it is, but I haven't played Journey. But I'm pretty sure that's why I wanted it on the Switch, because I don't have a PS4, I don't have an Xbox One, and I don't have a good PC. So the Switch is the only console really that I can get most of the games I want on.
Mhm.
And okay, going back to we were talking about what games we wanted in 2019, and then we went on a tangent about Pie. But I guess that's what podcasts are for, tangents. So anyway, do you think, because I was pretty confident on this, but do you think that they're gonna make Luigi's Mansion 3 an October game, or do you think that that's way too late and they're gonna make it early, 2019? Because I feel like
Is it a 2019 game though?
they said it's 2019.
They did? Okay.
Yes.
Luigi's
I'm gonna say it's
Mansion's-
gonna be mid. I'm gonna put it at mid
Like
mid 2019.
You know, I just feel like I was originally thinking, oh, October, because like it's Halloween, but I'm thinking, really, would they announce it a whole year before it comes out?
There's gonna be mad competition in October.
Oh no, I can just already see it. But okay, so let's say, also I feel like Animal Crossing will be early, mainly because of the fact that if you put it late and Metro Prime and Pokemon do come out, then Animal Crossing unfortunately will get cannibalized. Like it's a great selling franchise, but
You know what? I'm going
What?
to guess the beginning of summer for that game because
yeah.
it's one of those games that's perfect. You want to play it. It like it's that type of game that wants you to pull it in to play it multiple times a week.
Oh yeah,
Everyone has time
especially-
during the summer.
the you know, like you look at the different seasons, you look at the main season, kind of like a summer. I feel like people have been thinking it's the end of 2019 because they haven't seen anything, but you don't want to like release your game and it's already winter. Like that doesn't represent what your game is. I feel like it comes out in spring, like the rumors say. I feel like it's come out, and you know people are gonna say, "Oh, that's ridiculous," because we've literally seen nothing from it. But I feel like it was mainly because of the fact that they wanted to show Isabelle from Smash, and I feel like if they showed actual gameplay for Animal Crossing, that would have they would have foreshadowed.
Yeah, that's also true. Like they definitely need to, like they're not going to release it in the fall or later, like they're no later than the summer, because the game is to be experienced throughout the year, because the game changes depending on what time of day and what time of year it is.
Exactly. And then so I feel like in the January Direct, there'll be an announcement for like Animal Crossing, and it will have the first trailer. It will have our first look at what the game is, and then there will be an Animal Crossing Direct before the Spring Direct, and then at Spring Direct there'll be a showcase for Animal Crossing, and then they'll release it. I feel like they're going to be really pushing it at the start of the year, like every little chance that they get, they'll be pushing it and release it early. Because I mean, I don't know, I'm really conflicted because I determined that it was definitely going to be a September game, but after thinking that Metro Prime's also going to be late 2019, I don't think that there's room for 3 big games at the end. That's just not a smart move, really.
Yep.
It's not a smart move.
They're all gonna get overshadowed by each other. It's gonna be a mess.
Although Pokemon will be the one that overshadows all, because Pokemon just sells better than all of them. So
out of like Luigi's Mansion and Animal Crossing, definitely.
Oh no, Pokemon sells better than like pretty much, as we can see, the fastest selling game. Out of anything, it's the. I don't know. I think it actually sells better than. No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't sell better than Mario, but it's close. It's very close to Mario.
It's definitely a second.
And people have been, okay, I don't know why I want to bring this up, but can I quickly just bring this up? That Pokemon sells better than Smash. So, because 3 million copies in the first week is a fast-selling Switch game, and in the comment sections of like some things, it's more of, oh, wait until Smash comes out, and I'm like, Smash will sell well, it will sell really well, but I don't know. I feel like at the start they'll be equal, and then after Gen 8 comes out or gets announced, Smash will exceed it because it's evergreen. Well, Let's Go isn't. So, anyway, so when do we think that Luigi's Mansion 3 is coming out? Then, like, what kind of month?
I don't, like, it would be out of character to release any time earlier than the fall. Like,
Yeah, that's the thing.
when you think,
Yeah.
you could think about, like, the game might not be big enough, they don't want them to be competing with their own titles. They think that Luigi's Mansion may be overshadowed because at this point it isn't a huge franchise like
Yeah.
other games, but it would feel really weird
Well,
to
you
have
know,
a summer
actually,
release of Luigi's Mansion.
actually, looking back, Luigi's Mansion is technically Mario.
Yeah,
But
technically.
So, but one thing you were saying about how it'll be out of character. Do you know Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon came out in spring?
Did it really?
Apparently.
It did.
So, I mean, they don't really care about character.
I guess they
I
don't
know-
care then.
I think the only thing that makes me think that it's gonna be early is because they showed a gameplay trailer, and they showed like a solid bit of gameplay, and I don't know if Luigi's Mansion would be the kind of game that they announce and then they release it like over a year later. Like, I don't know if that's that kind of game that they would, but I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say, well, yeah, Yoshi was, I guess. So I don't know anymore.
I have
Although
kind of a theory where this might be a little off topic from what we were just talking about, but it goes with the whole 2019 topic where I feel like the games that they release, like during the summer, they try to release a game that's kind of like an evergreen, just so that people will buy it to hold them over until the big October releases. Like what they did with Splatoon. A lot of people bought Splatoon for so they could hold them over until Odyssey. But anyways, I have to go now, so I feel like this would be a good spot to end it off. I feel like we talked really well. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Hey, Obby, we'll have you on again.
Oh yeah, definitely. Had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, hopefully next time we'll I'll try to catch up on my news.
And also, we hopefully will have more people.
Mm-hmm.